affected our economy and our business world over the past, several years, always have been localized, and it has had a big effect on the stock market, for example. But this is something that everybody needs to deal with. So it also exposes that everything and everyone is connected somehow. All the things that we've seen unfold in over the last 2 weeks is a illustration how closely everything is connected. And if one part of our system fails, then it has huge consequences for everybody. So I think as a world, as people, we can learn from that. Sometimes we've forgotten that we're not in this alone. We're actually part of a bigger system. So that could be one of the positives that would come out of it, and the people realizing it's not only about us, it's about everybody else as well. I also think one of the things will probably or hopefully happen is that people in general will be more appreciative of businesses and what the economy means. Again, if you see the chaos sometimes and the things that are happening because businesses are not able to operate and create value for their customers, the whole economy has come to a halt. And I think there's a lot of people that may not be always aware of where the money comes from and how the economy works. So again, this exposes the importance of that, and hopefully going forward, the policymakers and politicians and leaders will be more aware of the importance of what you guys are doing every day, creating value for your clients, and in the process, generating wealth for everybody. So I'm really hoping that will be the case. It's clear to me that the move to a digital world, more things online, this will definitely speed it up. And we're actually forced to accept some of these new ways of doing things. It's no longer optional. And some of us have maybe rejected that or want to wait with that maybe. But this is kind of some of the things if we want to stay in business, we have to adapt to that. So and then the last thing that I want to share with you has to do with the stock market. Now, of course, the stock market is not the only thing that's affected. Like, it's much bigger than just a stock market crash. But I thought this was sent to me this week by Questrade, and it kind of gives an overview of the different the market downturns over the last 50 years or so. So I thought it was interesting to see how like when it went down, like one of the things you can see in the graph is whenever it went down, it always came up afterwards. So I just want to give everybody a little bit of hope. Like, I mean, yes, we went down significant with, if you just look at the stock market, of course, again, the problem is much bigger than just the stocks. The uniqueness of this crash was, I guess, it went so fast. Like, I don't think it has ever happened this fast. But I'm really quite optimistic that we will see a green bar underneath that February 19th line at some point. So I think that's something we need to focus on as well. Like, this is not the end of the world. Although it may look like it right now, we definitely, there is going to be a turnaround. We just don't have no idea, of course, when that will happen. So I think if you look at this, that should give us some hope. And again, hope is very important for people right now because people are frightened and people are unsure what's next. So we need to put it in perspective, right? So, and again, you can react to this later on in the chat box or when the question and answer period at all. But we've come up with 6 steps that you can implement right now, and some of them may be applicable to your business, and others may be not. But the number one thing I think right now is to communicate with your customers. Now, this has always been important, but especially during these times, it is very important to keep them informed. Keep them informed what's happening in your business. If your operations have changed, and for most of us it has, of course, make sure that they know about it. It's very important for your customers to be put at ease as well, and make sure that they know that you're taking care of things. And I think a lot of you already have done that. I've already seen some of those communications go around, and I think it's just important that we put everybody at ease. when you do communicate, be authentic, like be human. Like again, this crisis is something that's bigger than just ourselves, and people are expecting and appreciating us, dealing with this as human beings. So be sensitive as well to their fears and their and their anxiety. I think it's very important for us business leaders to stay positive. We have to give our customers hope. If everybody pulls the alarm and only tells the negative side of things, it's gonna be very difficult to recover from this. So, some stay away from the media for some period of time as well, because it's definitely it's good to be informed, but it's also a lot of fear mongering as well. Look for ways that you can help your clients, even in a way that's maybe not necessarily the core of your business right now. But is there anything that you can do to help them get through this? Another thing you can do or should do, we believe, is review your digital assets. So I mean, this time there's more people online now, I think, than ever before, and even the people that before had limited exposure to online are forced more or less to work from home, to do everything digitally, to start doing Zoom meetings, for example. So I mean, this is a time that a lot of people will be looking for information. So if you have a website, make sure it's up to date. It has all the accurate information on it. If you have a blog, maybe this is a good time to post a blog and explain what's happening in your world, and keep people informed. Local listings, such as Google My Business, make sure that first of all you're able to manage that listing, and make sure that you put the right hours in there or updates about your business, because again, you want to keep people informed. You can also, social media, of course, a lot of people have turned to social media to find news, to connect with other people, which is totally understandable. So if you are already active on social media, this may be a time to review some of that and make it better, and even expand on it. If you are not business-wise not really big into social media, then this may be a time to investigate and learn and see what's out there and how it can help your business. Then the third thing is, if you do any online advertising, so paid advertising campaigns such as Google Ads, this is a time to review some of that as well. Like, make sure your focus is still correct, and your the message that you're portraying is sensitive and sensible for the times we live in. The third thing is find new ways of connecting. For the last couple of months, actually, we just started using Zoom before this even happened. And Zoom is just one of the many video conferencing tools out there. But I would have never guessed that within a couple of weeks we would actually use this like as the only tool, pretty much, to have actual meetings. So I mean, that's something that we need to learn. If you're not familiar, you don't feel comfortable doing these kind of video conversations, I think you just have to learn and get over it, because this may stick with us even after this crisis is over. Nothing is gonna replace face-to-face meetings and sales calls and all that. But this may actually be a tool that's helpful. A lot of people that we've talked to, our clients actually are pretty excited about these calls, because it's more personal than just a phone call or an email, and it actually gives them the opportunity to interact with during the conversation, which is kind of a cool thing. So that's something I think every business needs to investigate, how they can use that and how to best integrate it into their process. Email marketing is another thing that's has made a comeback, and it's never really went away. Email marketing, people are still really responsive to this, so that it's another way to connect with your existing clients. And again, if you do any kind of outreach, like such as this webinar or other things that you do online, it's a great way to broaden your the number of people that you can connect with, and it's a direct link to them as well. It's not like on social media, for example. It's more like a broadcast medium, whereas email marketing goes to an actual person, and this person may actually open this email. There's no guarantee, of course, but if it has a value offer, then what we have seen with a lot of our clients, it's actually a very, very effective tool. So if you're not using email marketing yet, this may be the time to start considering that. The third thing is, again, this may not be the time to do a hard sell on your product. Like think about starting to educate your clients, and that may seem like a lot of work, and it probably is. But education is very important, and people are really responding well to that, and it creates goodwill and it builds relationships. So some examples would be like this webinar. You can have a blog. You can write white papers. A very very popular tool in the business-to-business world, or an online course. Maybe the service you provide could actually be built into a digital course. So these are just some of the ideas that we had that what you could do with that. This may be a very good time to start for recovery. Again, we know it's coming, so why not use your downtime to work on your business and make some necessary changes. At Edge here, we use a framework called the one-page marketing plan. It's just one of many different tools that are out there. But we have feel that it's very useful because it's a simple way to summarizing who are my clients, what is the message that would resonate with them, and then what are the tools that we should consider. So I think that's a really important step, because there's a lot of tools available for you to get your message across, but what works best for you? And that's very individual. Like every business is different. So some of the tools that are available is, of course, the online advertising with Google in the search, but also to Facebook and other social media platforms. The search engine optimization is still very important. Organically being found when people search for you. Social media, again, it's probably see a big increase in the use of social media. So how do you use that as a business? That's a good question. And there's other media as well. There's still the traditional media as well for you to consider. But the bottom line is you should have a plan to deal with this, and so you're laser focused on your marketing. And again, this may be a time to spend some time on that. E-commerce, again, may see a real increase, due to this situation we're in, and of course it's already on the rise. So for you as a small business, it'll be different for everybody. Not everybody can sell their product online, of course. Some experiences are just, you have to experience them in person. But is there a way that you can maybe add an online component to your business? Clicks and bricks is one term works. So having an online component of your business, but also have a physical location, is actually a very the most successful way of getting into e-commerce for most small businesses. It could start as simple as accepting online payments and doing some of your invoicing online and get paid online. I think that's another area that we will see huge changes in the near future as far as the payment systems and all that, how it will evolve out of this, because it's already happening in some parts of the world. So I think in Canada, in North America in general, we have a little bit of catch up to play on that. So again, we have experience with some of these shopping carts and some extensions that we build on websites to actually sell products online. And again, it takes it's something that you need to consider, but also need to carefully plan. So you can't just expect to open up an e-commerce component of your business and see instant results. It needs to be planned, and it also needs to be marketed properly as well. But something to think about, and anything you can think of. For example, like a lot of restaurants now. Normally, you would not, especially the smaller restaurants, would not allow you to order food online. But now, of course, they're moving into that direction because there's no contact, and plus, then they deliver the food. So that's one way they have adapted or integrated e-commerce in their business model. But of course, like a restaurant will never go completely online. It's just not really realistic. So then the last thing I want to bring up is marketing automation. Make you aware of some of the tools that are available. So what is marketing automation? It's being more structured about how you deal with your clients again. But we said earlier, it's very important to communicate with your client, keep them in the loop about, keep building this relationship. So there is a lot of tools available right now, even for small businesses. Like, for example, the CRM system that we're using at Edge is called SalesMate. Now, it's one of the many different tools out there. But again, like, even small businesses like us can actually benefit from having a database with clients, and help. It helps us to stay connected with them. Digital touch points are, as we said earlier, are extremely important, especially in the short term, because there's no physical contact that can be made. But again, in the long term, if you stay in touch with clients through digital channels, it will definitely help you in your marketing efforts. Now, for a larger organization, and you have a sales team that goes door to door, makes sales calls. Of course, eventually, I would expect that I would return to business as usual with some adaptations, perhaps. But even so, marketing automation, setting up systems to communicate with clients can really improve the efficiency of your sales process. So again, if you haven't looked into these things yet, then this may be a time that you can do some investigating and see if that's a good fit for you. So in conclusion, and then we'll open it up for your questions. So in conclusions, I would like to say, like, it's going to be a really difficult time for all of us, but we will get through this together. I think we've seen, this generally brings out the best out of people, and I've already seen this personally, how neighbors are starting to help neighbors, and even in the business community, there's a sense of we need to support each other in order to get through this. So I think I know we will get through this. It's important to communicate well with all your stakeholders, of course, with your customers, but also with your staff. There's a lot of anxiety. There's a lot of uncertainty. Review your digital strategy. See what you have right now, and see what works, what doesn't work, and see how you can expand on that. Find new ways of connecting with your customers. We already talked about that. Work on your business. This could be a good time to do that. E-commerce, it's not for everybody, but it could be implemented in almost any business, I feel. And then we talked about the marketing automation.